For those who don't know, I started my adult career as a model. That's right. I know. It's hard to tell by looking at me, but it's true. Okay? And my very first job that I ever did was Abercrombie and Fitch. And I now see Abercrombie is in the news. And I can't say that I'm surprised because back in 2002? No. 2003. I was 19 years old when I did Abercrombie. And even before I went and did the job, which was in California, I think I was there for 9 days. Before I even went, I heard the rumors. It turns out the photographer of the shoot was a Bruce Weber. He was a relatively famous photographer, or actually a very famous photographer. I had no idea because I was clueless. I had never done anything like this. This was my very first job as a model. So I heard about allegations in the modeling world in general, right? The modeling gig, you kind of like, you got to do a little you know what I mean? You got to work the magic to get the jobs. All right. So I heard about this, right? And I'm like, I don't know about this. So I go out to California. Turns out, and I had a blast. I had a freaking blast. I never saw any of that. Okay. Of course, I did get naked. Okay, wait a minute. For the shoot, though, all right. For those who know Abercrombie and Fitch, they were famous for selling clothes, but they were notorious for taking pictures of no clothed models, and I'm not ashamed to say that I was one of those. Okay? And the funny part is the issue that I was a part of is literally called the sex ed issue. This is the quarterly, the Abercrombie and Fitch quarterly that I was in 2003. It was called the sex ed issue, okay? They stopped making these. Because of the controversy of the fact that the models didn't wear any clothes. But man, does it hit differently knowing what the CEO was just arrested for? And I'll get into it. I want to talk. I'm leading into it, so I'm telling a little story, right? So Bruce Weber, who actually, I didn't even realize this, has his own controversies of sexual misconduct. None of it was proven. There's been a bunch of allegations. He was sued a few times. Nothing stuck because there was it was just allegations, right? Now, I worked with the man for 9 days. He shot, and so we hung out and worked together professionally. Not one time did I get any weird vibes from him. Maybe I wasn't his type. I don't know. But he was very nice and very professional. So, shut up, Logan. Worked. No. Legitimately, I would have known because I was kind of like looking for that, right? Because this was my first job. So I was like, am I going to see this kind of thing? What is this industry really like? Turns out it was awesome. I bought my first card with it, or my first car off this job. Was he gay? I don't even know. That's the thing. And I liked that. I didn't know. I had no clue. He seemed like a normal dude. He could have been straight. He could have been gay. But who knows? It was just a job, right? He didn't like hippies. Well, I wasn't really a hippie. When I was 19 years old, I need you to understand something. When I was 19 years old, I did not have long hair. I had just graduated high school from summer school because I had dropped out of high school because I was in a gang. I'm not joking. I was legitimately in a gang. I got shot at. I was not a good teenager. I got in some trouble in my teenage years. And my girlfriend at the time, her mother worked for a model search company. And she was like, I'm not going to date you unless you finish high school. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll finish high school, whatever. And she was like, you should model because you're hot. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm wearing I'm smoking Newports. You know, I'm a freaking the Baldy gang. That's funny. No, I was legitimately smoking like 2 packs of Newports a day. I freaking ran away from home. I got kicked out of high school, and then I didn't run away from high school. I stopped going to high school. I dropped out. I was a fucking terrible teenager, I'll be honest. Criggs versus Bloods. That's good. Nice. So, but anyway, I fell in love with the girl, and I was like, all right, fine. I'll try this modeling shit out. 2 weeks later, sex ed issue. And I had no idea what I was getting into. All right? And sure enough, I end up on the cover. Okay? Yes, that's my ass. All right? It is. Should I do that? I don't know. So this is Jamie Dornan. There's me. All right, and that's Malin Ackerman. In fact, doing a little research for the show earlier, I found a clip of Malin Ackerman talking about this cover on whatever the hell this dude's name is. And I'm like, oh shit, there's me. This dude busts this out. Oh, it's like, oh shit, there's my ass on television. The cool thing about this though, this was a Volkswagen Beetle that was vintage, that it was straight hand painted. It was hand painted, the entire car. It was actually pretty cool. Oh, you can see I didn't realize the back. Look at that. So it wraps around so you can see the whole. So this was the back end of the car. It was pretty cool actually. Why isn't she naked? Well, she's wearing bottoms. So yeah. So Where are the clothes? Where are the clothes? I'm on the left, by the way. That's me on the left. Yes, look, that's not nude. YouTube, all right? That isn't nude. Okay? Look, this is all to talk about the allegations of what's happening. Was it cold that day? No, it was California. It was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous out there. All right? But it turns out Abercrombie Fitch is under fire right now. Former Abercrombie Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries arrested on sex trafficking charges. Yeah. Jeffries and 2 associates were arrested on a sex trafficking and interstate prostitution charges. This is wild. You know, I'm going to read this, but before I even read this, I feel like I was really lucky in the modeling world because the way that I got into modeling was my ex-girlfriend, my first girlfriend's mother worked for a model search company. And the way it worked was there would be 50 different modeling agencies, New York, Chicago. This was in Chicago. And they would come, and anyone could come, and you go and walk out in front of the judges, and they take pictures, and they will write your number and say they want to talk to you and like come see their agency. Well, I broke the record of like how many agencies wanted to talk to me. I was like, all right, shit. So I actually, the agency that I got was one of the top agencies in Chicago. It was called Elite Chicago. And because I went straight to a really good quality, you don't have to delete that, Mr. Squiggles. You don't have to delete that shit. Why? Oh, is he spamming? Oh yeah, then delete it. Stop spamming, dude. Good shit, Squigs. You could think it's gay. I don't really give a shit. Oh, you didn't delete it? Just auto. Let's put you in timeout. Okay. Anyway, so I got to this good agency, right? So I didn't have it. It said that you did, but maybe it just, I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. So I got with a good agency, right? And because of that, I kind of skipped any, I don't know. I skipped the red tape. I went right to the end. I went right to like where a model would want to be. And that's why instantly I was doing Abercrombie and Fitch. But I think that there's a lot of people that claim to be bookers that might say there might be a model that, or someone that wants to be a model that isn't really that good looking. Maybe they're attractive, but not like, I mean, they could be actually incredibly attractive. Doesn't matter. But if they don't have an in on a good agency, then it doesn't matter because they can meet someone who's skeevy and wants to take advantage of them and will take advantage of them, right? And I feel like this is the same with almost any industry. But this is something that I feel like they took advantage of the people that thought they were getting, I don't know, an in, right? People are desperate for ins. Let's see this. Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, has been arrested on sex trafficking and interstate prostitution charges. Announced on Tuesday, Jeffries was arrested in West Palm Beach, Florida. Two associates, Matthew Smith, West Palm Beach, and James Jacobson of Wisconsin, were also arrested in connection with sex trafficking charges. Jeffries and Smith made their initial court appearance in West Palm Beach on Tuesday afternoon. Jeffries, who was the controversial CEO, I want to see why that's controversial, of the popular clothing brand from 1992 to 2014, was released on a $10 million bond later in the day. U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce E. Reinhart ordered that he be confined to home detention. Hold on, what is he? Here we go. Jeffries, Smith, and Jacobson each face a single count of sex trafficking as well as 15 counts of interstate prostitution tied to 15 alleged victims. Dang. Jeffries wearing a blue polo shirt and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Federal indictment alleges Jeffries, along with Smith, his romantic partner, and Jacobson, who was a recruiter, operated an international sex trafficking and prostitution business from 2008 to 2015. All right, so I was safe. I was safe before this all went down because I did it in 2003. Let's see. It alleges that they organized sex events, Diddy parties. Oh. In England, France, Italy, Morocco, St. Bart's, New York City, and the Hamptons for Jeffries, Smith, and others. They employed coercive, fraudulent, and deceptive tactics in connection with the recruiting, hiring, and transportation, obtaining, maintaining, solicitation, and payment of the men to engage in commercial sex, it says. The men who attended the events were led to believe that it could lead to modeling opportunities or help their career, or that not complying with requests for certain acts during the sex events could harm their careers. If this did happen, I don't know if it's true or it's alleged, but I could see that this happens to the people, like I mentioned earlier, the people that didn't have an in to a good agency, or were told that they were attractive and could get a modeling career, but they weren't, right? Or that, I don't know. I just feel like this was going on, and this is the shit that I was hearing about when I started modeling, right? That stuff that I was worried about that was happening. But I never saw it.